You're listening to local WCKC radio. As the summer of 1960 approaches, we know that Castleton residents can't wait to take advantage of our beautiful harborside town. The City Council would like to remind you of a few safety precautions as you take to the open waters. Always carry the proper equipment with you. Remember that life vests are available on the pier at all times, and never leave children unattended on the beach or on your boats. The sea can take a turn for the worse when you least expect it. We would like to take this time to commemorate the 8-year anniversary of the loss of Ian O'Brien, who passed away at 9 years old after a tragic boating accident here in our local waters. His memory is survived by his parents, Joyce and Tom O'Brien, younger sister Megan, and, of course, in everyone's thoughts, his twin sister Erin.
Summer took you so long?
Dad had me run a few errands, is all.
And what are you reading?
I don't know. The headlines are all a bit strange this week.
Town unsure why sewer smells. Committee appoints committee to appoint committee. Attorney accidentally sues himself? What's an attorney?
I'll tell you when you're older.
Ahem! What? You made me wait so long for the crossword. I should get to try it first.
Megan, we both know you only watch me do the crossword puzzles.
Well, I am in 4th grade now. I think I'm smart enough to give it a go.
Well, at least let me help you.
16 across, an American man. Light bulbs matter. That would be Thomas Jefferson. Jefferson.
Thomas Edison, you mean?
Next one down, take a domo. What's it at its center? W-H-O-L-E, a hole. That was easy for column 10.
H-O-L-E, Meg. There's no W.
Really, Erin?
Here, let me help you. She follows wherever you go.
There's nothing that she doesn't know.
A mastermind crook.
Always stuck in a book.
She's glued to your tail. You shout, go away. But she can't translate. You mean, please say.
6 letters across row 3.
My
T-E-R.
17 down. Some examples would be a bracelet or a necklace.
J-E-W-L-R-Y. Jewelry. Oh no, what did I miss?
There's an E before the last 2 letters. Think 2 earrings.
Next is row 5. This is the person in charge of high school. P-R-I-N-C-I-P-L-E. Principal. Oh no, what did I do?
P-A-L is the end of it. When you spell P-L-E, it means a boy.
Well, how about we try this one? A girl who's all too reserved.
Someone who gets on my nerves. She's a terrible sneak.
And she's such a geek.
She tells you to leave, but you really know that there's no way she wants you to go. 6 letters across row 3. My S-I-S-T-E-R.
Erin.
Megan. Girls, breakfast.
Any good headlines in the paper?
Yeah, there's an announcement on page 3 about the sail out. It says, boat registration will begin a week from tomorrow.
Excellent. Been waiting long enough to hear about it.
Speaking of exciting news, have you told the girls yet, dear?
You remember my cousin Patricia? You know, we grew up together here. Well, not that long after we graduated, Pat moved to the city for her husband's job. She's been living there ever since.
I thought this was supposed to be exciting.
Well, I just got a letter from her saying that she's moving back to Castleton with her family.
How long has it been since you last saw Patricia?
Gosh, I think 20 years. I don't know if I saw her after the wedding. Anyway, Pat said she could use some help moving in. Her husband has to stay to finish up some business, so I said we would lend a hand.
Well, with the 4 of us, we could really speed up the process for them.
As long as I don't have to lift any boxes.
We wanted to introduce the whole family on Saturday.
Oh, I can't.
Erin, it would be rude of you not to come. I promise it won't be that bad. Patricia even has a son Hunter about your age.
You know I have to take my sailing permit test on Saturday, otherwise I won't be able to register my boat in time for the sail out.
Couldn't we just sail together one more time, even though you're 17 now?
No,
There's always next year.
Dad, I have to ride the Gemini on my own this year. It's something we always planned on doing.
Look, Pat's family, I really want to give her a nice, warm welcome back
You
home.
can, Dad, just without me.
Erin, I really want
I really need to take my permit test. You know what? I'm gonna take a walk.
You just got back.
Where are you going?
Out! Darn. Oh. Ian, how are you so good at this? You always used to do That breakaway trick, off to the side, Mom would get so scared he'd knock someone's eye out. You'd think us being twins would be good at the same thing, but you still got me on this one, brother. Remember all the fun we had? Sailing, talking about the day we finally get to captain a boat by ourselves, the day we always dreamed of. I know that if we can't do it together now, I have to do it for both of us. Why don't they ever understand? Oh, old Patricia! Dear old Pat, don't you remember Pat? What news? It's like the president's moving in next door. Still the same. Mom and Dad trying to push me how they want, make me miss my permit test, make me help the Gallaghers out. I tell them what I need to do, but do they even pay attention anymore? I open my mouth and I try to speak out, but it doesn't seem like they hear me. I talk to them and I know when I end that they weren't even listening. In every conversation that we have, there is a wall. I've been with them for all these years, but do they know me at all? Everything I do is for you, Ian, for the promises we swore. Ever since that day, I've tried to live like we did before. Torn away, but our lives are supposed to stay intertwined. Even now, after all this time, you're out of sight, but not out of mind. So if I want to climb through the forest trail, it's because he said he would. And if I want to sail as the captain now, it's because I wish he could. Yes, I know how long it's been, but does it matter? No. We promised we would be a team, and I'm not letting go. Everything I do is for you, Ian, for the promises we swore. Ever since that day, I've tried to live like we did before. Torn away, but our lives are supposed to stay intertwined. Even now, after all this time, you're out of sight, but not out of mind. Torn away, but our lives are supposed to stay intertwined. Even now, after all this time, you're out of sight, but not out of mind.
WCKC FM here with an exciting news bulletin. For all you folks interested in the annual sellout, don't forget to stop by the Castleton Municipal Office this week. Registration for the competition opens today, so get yourself down to 302 Havelock Street as soon as you can. Now, a message from our sponsors.
Pat and Hunter are glad they'll get to meet you today. We really missed you on Saturday at the move-in. Might sound weird, but we had fun helping them unpack. Megan and Hunter got along well.
When are they getting here?
Should be any minute now. I told them we were getting here as soon as registration opened, that they should too. The lines get so long in the afternoon.
Hello, Tom.
Good morning, Pat.
Sorry we're a bit late. Might this be Erin?
Nice to meet you, Miss Gallagher.
No need to be formal. Patricia or Pat's just fine. This is my son, Hunter.
Hey, Erin.
Hi.
Hi there, folks. You all here to register for the annual sail-out?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. That'll be one set of forms per boat. And how many clipboards will you need?
2, 3.
3, please.
The 57th annual sail-out? Why, I remember my last one with you was what, only the 36th?
We can't be that old.
I take it you're riding the sail-out on your own this summer, Erin?
Mm-hmm.
This will be your first time by yourself?
Yes, but it's no worry. I've been out on the water my whole life.
You must be very proud of her, Tom.
I heard you're my age, right?
Gonna be a senior in high school next year?
Yeah. But I can't imagine doing...
Got one finished.
I can't imagine doing what you're doing. It seems so exciting, sailing out on your own. I'm from the city, so you can imagine I've never done any of this before.
Erin O'Brien?
Yes?
Could you come with me for a minute?
Is everything all right?
We just have a few safety items to go over for anyone registering alone for the first time. Won't take long. You'll follow me?
Heck, I don't remember us doing any kind of safety check when we were kids. Why, between us, we worried about who could break the rules and anything else. Oh, it's good to be back.
Say, Pat, do you still have any of your old fishing equipment?
Just one rusty rod.
Dad made us throw the rest away. It didn't fit in the apartment.
I'm friends with Bob down at Sweetie's Bait and Tackle. How about we go take a look today?
Sounds great. The sooner the better. I am a bit out of practice. Don't know how I managed to stay away from the coast for so long. I'll be if it isn't Mary Sullivan from high school. Didn't know she was still around. I have to say hello. I'll be right back.
So, Hunter, how's Castleton so far?
It hasn't been long, but I really like it here. My mom always talks about the good old days of Castleton. The clam bakes she had and going night fishing with her friends. I can see why she wanted to come back. Oh, the view of the lighthouse you showed me yesterday and the wharf we passed by. I'm excited to see it all with you.
Like I always say, if you've got that fisherman's blood running through your veins, Castleton's the only place to be.
Yeah. The city isn't bad every once in a while. You don't know how ready I was to get out of there. The same boulevards, the same roads I'd walk, the same buses and cars, the same key and lock. See, nothing was new, I was through with the same old routine. The same schoolmates, same neighbors and friends. I tried to fit in, I tried to pretend, but it never seemed that Old Town was the right one for me.
So raise the mast, unfurl the sails high, rise up like the sun pressed against bright blue sky, lift up the anchor that's holding us here, off to adventure, to excitement we'll steer, we'll press against the tide, we'll be side by side, so raise the mast.
The same home I knew, the same streets I tread, even though I outgrew that small twin-sized bed. See, I'm ready to soar and to see what's in store for me. The same air I breathe is starting to change. I'm ready to leave, to flee the home range. I'll feel sea mist spray, sail away to where I'm meant to be.
So raise the mast, unfurl the sails high, rise up like the sun pressed against bright blue sky,
Lift up the anchor that's holding us here, off to adventure, to excitement we'll steer. We'll press against the tide, we'll be side by side. So raise the mast.
we'll steer to a new land and arrive on the cool sand outside to start anew.
A promising shoreline that I'll soon get to call mine. Steady now,
We're going to raise the mast, unfurl the sails high, rise up like the sun pressed against bright blue sky, lift up the anchor that's holding us here, off to adventure, to excitement we'll steer, we'll press against the tide, we'll be side by side, so raise the mast, so raise the mast.
Glad to see you two are getting along. Ready to head down to Sweeney's now?
You bet. How about we get you that first fishing rod?
sounds good. Erin, you coming with us?
No, thanks.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right, I guess we'll see you later at home for dinner then.
You are my companion, my partner in crime, always there to save me, just in the nick of time. With a bow to my arrow, like Peter Pan's shadow, a shovel to my pail, and my prisoner's pail. I hope it sounds okay with just me singing, Ian. Still think it sounded better with both of us. You were always the more musical one. Remember all the shows we would come up with, performing them up here for Mom and Dad? Only thing we could ever agree on were magic tricks. You always loved pretending to disappear. I knew just how to find you, though. You could never resist your favorite game, Marco! Marco!
Polo? Polo?
Who's there?
Erin, hey.
What are you doing here?
I was just taking a walk down this way. I thought I heard someone. The view is gorgeous. Is this a secret lookout or something?
Yes, and I'd have preferred it stayed that way, but I guess it's too late for that.
So, mind if I take a seat?
Sure. My dad said he had a lot of fun with you at Sweeney's yesterday.
Oh, it was great. We got all the fishing supplies we needed. Your dad picked out all the basics for me to get started out on the water. Say, what was that song you were humming?
Oh, when we were kids, we sang it together.
Oh, you and Megan.
No, with him. You know, don't you?
No, what?
That I'm a twin. That 8 years ago, this summer, we were out on our boat. My brother, Ian, my dad and me, when a terrible storm hit us. The waves were rocking, and Ian tried to catch this as it flew out of his hand, and he slipped off the boat, and I went in after him. I tried to save him, but I was always a better swimmer. But my dad eventually pulled us both out, but it was too late for Ian.
I had no idea. Your dad's never mentioned anything to me, even with all the time we've been spending together in town or at the docks.
Yes, I know, Hunter, I know. You're with him a lot.
I'm sorry for your loss. I know when my grandma got really sick here last year, my whole family was worried for her all the time. Boy, we were scared. She's better now, but until she got back home from the hospital...
You should go.
What?
Leave it alone. You don't know what I just go home. Okay, I'm sure my dad's waiting for you there anyway. Just go head home.
I was just trying to help. All right. See you later.
Your favorite. Erin, this has never lasted more than a minute on your plate before.
I'll take it if you don't want it.
Megan.
I'm not hungry.
Are you okay?
Of course.
Erin.
I'm fine.
You don't seem fine.
It's just... Does Dad seem like he's been acting a bit odd lately?
How do you mean?
Ever since the Gallagher's got here, he's been spending an awful lot of time with him. After sail-out registration, last week, Dad, Pat, and Hunter were all buddy-buddy going to buy Hunter's first fishing rod, and Dad spends a lot of afternoons out at their house with them, and Dad takes Hunter out around town, too. Any chance he gets, out for lunch, out for a drive.
It sounds like Dad's having fun, if you ask me.
Does your father ever ask if you'd like to join them?
Sometimes, Mom, but I don't remember the last time just Dad and I went out to get fishing gear or go boating. The kind of things you do with just your own kids.
I'm sure your father is just reliving all the excitement about Castleton with Hunter since the boy's new to town.
And he is part of the family.
No, he just met Hunter not too long ago. Okay? They only met each other this summer, and now he's out with him every day. I don't understand how he could treat someone so much like his own kid.
I know, Erin. Have you talked to your father at all about this?
No.
If there's one thing I've learned after being married to your father this long, it's that he's not always the most sensitive man. I find with him, too, that he doesn't always realize what he's doing. On days when I'm struggling, when I really need him to be there for me. Well, he never sees anything until I spell it out for him. You're 17 now, old enough you can be honest with your father. Just tell him how you're feeling.
I doubt he'll listen, Mom.
I'm home! You won't believe it. Hunter almost caught a 15-pound bass today, but the line snapped just as it was reaching the surface.
Really? That's...
Megan, will you come with me? I have some chores I need help with.
Sure.
Have you been able to get enough practice for the sail-out tomorrow?
Yeah. I made some new baits, too, so we'll see how they work.
Great. Are you sure you're going to be fine on the Gemini alone?
Yes, Dad. I've rode the Gemini my whole life. I'll be fine. I need to talk to you about Hunter.
So do I. I heard you two ran into each other the other day.
You mean he ran into me? Surprised you weren't with him.
Either way, the point is Hunter told me you discussed the accident with him.
Why wouldn't I tell him about my brother?
Erin, you know that
Why wouldn't you? After all the time you spent with him.
I didn't think it was necessary. There's no need to
It
bring up...
wasn't necessary?
No.
You can't just forget about that day in the storm about Ian. How could you spend so much time with someone else's kid and not even mention your own
Erin,
son that's
stop
not
it!
even safe? Tell me, how do you go on pretending, erasing the truth when it happened to you? Please, I beg, I don't know how, but break your silence now. You said that Hunter was part of the family, so why couldn't you
to the knot tying contest first?
Yes, and then the pier fishing contest.
Have you packed all your things, Megan?
Yes, Mom, I did it all.
How about you, Erin? Did you pack everything
Yes.
you're supposed to get?
Yes,
Compass,
I
map,
have it
flashlight?
under control, Dad.
Are you sure you're gonna be fine riding alone?
Yes, Dad, I'll be fine.
I'm sorry I won't be able to join you today, but I know you'll have a great time.
You're not going to do the sail out with us, Pat?
They need more helpers down at the pier to run activities, so I'll actually be with your mom and Megan for part of the day. Your dad will take Hunter instead. I already spoke to him about it.
But we're all headed down to the docks together first, right?
Yes, we always walk our sailors down to see them off.
Well then, what are we waiting for? Let's go! Maybe I'll catch 5 flounder, or 6, or 7. Oh, I'd love to win a medal this time. It's always better every year. I grew up in this harbor town. The dazzling sea stretched all around. On the shore by the water, but never much farther. Finding seashells washed up on the ground. I'd watch the boats ride on the bay, and parasailing near the quay. But I stayed on the land near the dock and the sand, far from waves and out of harm's way. One day upon the ocean pier, my father and I were sitting. He knew the water drenched me with fear, so he said,
Come on, let's go fishing.
take
Your rod and cast your line.
be patient,
Strong and soon in time, you'll feel a line. Reel in, hold tight, and you'll have yourself a catch.
My mom would show me the photos she took of the good old days with her old fishing hooks. Page after page of when she was my age, I fell in love with these books. I wanted the life my mother had had, become a seafaring nautical lad, wishing and waiting to practice my baiting for sea bass, flounder, and shad. One day, once we were in Castleton, my mother and I were sitting. She turned to me and she said, My son, I think that it's time we go fishing. Take your rod and cast your line. Be patient, strong, and soon in time you'll feel a bite. Reel in, hold tight, and you'll have yourself a catch.
take your rod and
Take your rod and cast your line. Be patient, strong, and soon in time you'll feel a bite. Reel in, hold tight, and you'll have yourself a catch. Who knows, it could be your greatest ever catch.
have fun!
Bye.
Be safe, everybody.
Attention, please. Welcome to Castleton's 57th annual sail out. We've had a record number of residents participating this year. The rules are, as always, contestants are free to sail anywhere in the waters they please, and we will be awarding prizes for the most fish caught, the largest fish caught, and, if applicable, the rarest fish caught. Remember that all boats must return by sunset, or you will be disqualified. Sailors, are we ready? On your mark, get set, sail.
Say, Tom, what about us moving north?
Doesn't sound like a bad idea. Hey, Erin, want to come north with us?
I'm going to keep heading east, I think.
Very well. You know where we'll be if you need us.
Good luck, Erin.
So is it as great as you thought it would be?
Oh, better than I could have imagined. I don't remember having this much fun in my whole life.
There's nothing like it. The adrenaline, coasting along, the rush to beat the competition. Wouldn't trade it for the world.
I almost had that sea bass back there. I was so close.
I'm sure we'll pass by another one before it's over.
Say, how long have we been out here anyway?
About a few hours.
Hours? It doesn't feel like it's been that long.
It's easy to lose sense of your time out here, but has the skies looking helped you figure that out? That's not good.
What? It's so dark.
The clouds are rolling in too.
How are we gonna handle it?
Since you're still a beginner, let's keep you where the waters won't get rough. It's better to stay along the coast.
Whatever you say, Captain.
Attention. This is an emergency alert. There is a strong storm about to hit Castleton within the hour. We ask that anyone near or out to sea return to land immediately. Please continue to send signals for boats to return to port. Remember to dock and tie all boats securely. We will keep you posted with further announcements as updates become available.
Hunter! Erin! Tom! Hunter! Dad! Hunter! Erin! Tom! Hunter! Where's Tom?
He's helping some other folks secure their boats. Should be back any minute.
He should know in a time like this to come see me first.
Dad!
Where's Erin? Thomas, where is Erin?
I don't know. You haven't seen her yet?
What do you mean you don't know? Her boat isn't docked.
Is Erin okay?
We split up at the beginning of the contest. Erin wanted to go east, out to sea, but I wanted to stay along the coastline, the beginner's path.
And you didn't keep Erin within eyesight?
We couldn't. The winds picked up and separated our boats too far. Quicker than I'd expected.
Is there anything we can do to help?
Search party, harbor patrol, talking to people.
Yes, do everything you can.
I want to help look for Erin.
Patricia, do not let her out of your sight. You knew that this was Erin's first time sailing by herself, and that the weather is always unpredictable this time of year.
I know, but I didn't
Listen
think that...
to me. Your conversation with her yesterday didn't exactly go well. She's been distant lately. She's sensitive. Clearly it has been on her mind.
I thought maybe it should
So
just...
I thought your daughter was unstable, and I asked you to watch out for her. Why on earth would you not do it?
It's just that... She kept telling me she was fine. She's been sailing all her life. And
You
I
of all
didn't think
people know that doesn't mean anything. You have no idea what you've put me through these past 8 years. I'll never know how much of an accident it really was. What really happened the day I lost my son. But I can promise you now that if you do not find Erin, it will be entirely your fault. If you make Maggie go through the same loss, the same sadness that Erin has, you will be living a life by yourself!
I made a vow to love and cherish her. Care for her, my darling wife. I broke my promise, all I've given her is agony and a sorrowful life. For I've always feared the truth, pretending I was a different kind of man. Now I see who I am. My children once looked up to me. Captain Dad was always strong. But that man was just a story. He's been one all along. For I've always feared the truth, pretending I was a different kind of man. Now I see who I am. I've been so focused on me, my pain, my struggle. But what about my family? Joyce needs me now more than ever. She always has. Erin, my lovely daughter. I have to do something. I have to save her. I'll be a husband to be proud of, the father I always should have been. Make my changes from within. I'll no longer fear the truth, or pretend I'm a different kind of man. Now I see who I am. Now I see who I am.
What did Dad always say? The Gemini stars are in the west. In the west, if I find them, I can get home. Where are the stars that I need to find? Among these shapes, these constellations, searching for what will be my guide to escape this isolation. The only one I need is Gemini. A simple plea, show me Gemini. The fog blocks my eyes, the day is now night. Such cloudy skies, I can't see the light. There's nothing inside. You know what, Ian? I wouldn't even be stranded here if it weren't for you. I did the sail out on my own. This year I steered a different path, all because of you, because of what we swore to each other. That we would never forget about each other, that we would always do everything together, and I haven't forgotten, even after all these years. You know why? Because promises last forever, and twins are always a pair. I gave you my word that I'd always care. So how could this be my prize for wanting to make you proud? After all that I've done, now you're letting me down. Why would you bring me here, out where I could die, where I'm far from home? Why is it I'm in danger, scared and lost, I'm all alone? Am I alone? I thought that I could keep us both together. I don't know. Did we really? make our promise so long ago. Simple and clear when we were young, you and I were a team. So once you left, I tied myself to living your dreams. The roads you would walk, the hills you would climb, the sights you would see on the way, the sea you would sail, the course you would take. There's something new every day, but what if it never ends? Days, I feel that weeks, there's something months you could have done. It could go on and on and on and on and on. It's been 8 years living for two, trying to keep you alive. I've gone too far, now here I am, unsure if I'll survive. I can't do this anymore, I can't keep up this life. I don't want to give up all I've known, but I don't have a choice. I have to live for me on my own.
Erin, I'm here!
Dad!
Joyce,
Have you... Erin! Erin, thank God!
They're back, they're here!
Erin! I don't know what I'd do without my big sister. Promise me you won't leave again. I'm so glad you found her, Tom.
We're so relieved you're safe. We've been gathering everyone to help search for you. In town, on the docks, we gathered all the help we can get. I'm glad you're safe.
could you and Hunter call off the search parties, let them know Erin is safe? A few folks saw me right in with her, but no one knows other than that we got her.
We're on it.
Sweetie, we're so cold. Take this. How far out to sea did you get? Wouldn't you know it's not safe out there?
Yes, but I had to. I thought I had to.
How do you mean?
I did. When we were kids, Ian and I planned just how we do our first sail out, and I didn't want to forget about that, Mom. I didn't want to forget about him, and I didn't want to let him down.
Erin, no one knows how close you and Ian were better than I do.
I never really knew my brother. But if you treated him at all like you treat me, well, you must have loved him a whole lot.
About what you said yesterday, Erin. About your brother, my son. I haven't forgotten him. Not at all. I just can't relive the pain each day. The what ifs, the should haves. And neither should you. It's too much to take for any of us.
I haven't wanted to let him go, but I just can't. I can't live for both of us anymore.
None of us will ever forget him. Ian is irreplaceable. But that does not mean we need to let his loss guide us.
Of course, we'll always love and remember him. But life is different now. It has to be. We have to learn to begin again. Make new paths in our lives, no matter how hard it may seem. Some days when you wake up, you wish you could stay in your dreams. Reimagine it all how you want it to be. But you can't just go back to sleep. Let the sun rays up to greet you. Let daylight shine or dawn. Let the winds set memories free and move on. Let the winds set memories free and move on. Some days you'll find you're crying, feel a flood pour from your eyes. The tears and the pain may be all that you see, but don't let it leave you blind. Let the sun rays up to greet you. Let daylight shine
are we to live close to the sea. Now snow's over, no more coats. It's time for picnics on boats. Instead of being stuck inside, we soar freely on the tide.